Yeah.
It is his other self who is the murderer, and we're gonna find out through a twist that our personality schismed, and we are fighting with ourselves who is the murderer. Ta-da!
We need the room.
No, stay out.
You have 10 minutes before we charge you for another day.
Okay. What kind of monsters have a checkout at 9?
I was just thinking that. I was like, what the fuck?
What happened
9?
last night? Oh, my head.
You murdered someone.
Pills plus drinking. That was not my best idea. Did I black out or what?
See, he made us get drunk and black out.
I can't think straight. I need some water on my face. Clear it up.
Yeah, so, first of all, this is very similar to Daily Premonition. Second, yeah, I definitely think that guy, like, even though he was saying things that were technically correct, he was saying it in a way that made him feel like shit, so he kept drinking.
Yes, feelings do make you feel like shit. That was a joke. I wasn't picking at you.
Oh, no, but it's like, that's true. I just, like, I don't completely trust that handsome man in his head.
I do just, like, really love the implication that it's like, oh, here's his side that's more in touch with his feelings, so it makes you feel like garbage all the time.
Yeah, no,
My
that's
head.
true.
That's real.
How many of these did I take?
What were they called?
Also, people in the chat were saying that my theory...
God, what a headache. I feel like a small jackhammer in my left temple.
My theory would totally be correct if David Cage wrote this game.
Yeah. And then a next book would be a hot woman would want to have sex with us. Even
After
though
we're
either a zombie or we're a known murderer.
Both?
Or both. But, like, just to clarify, I get it. I know that, like, that person's supposed to represent himself, like, his best version. But I
don't think it's best version. I really think it's
wait,
just...
no, just like...
Oh, okay, sorry.
I think that, knowing Don't Nod, the moral of the story is, oh, this version of you that you want to be like the best version of you is actually worse because being perfect makes you a dickhead.
But I don't... Where did you get the impression that that's his best version?
It's from the newspaper.
No, that's not what it said at all. It's just said that he's more empathetic and sociable.
Ah.
And so he's a guide to help him blend into society that sometimes rejects the unorthodox.
I don't know. I just feel like there's something about him where it's like, oh, if you try and, like, be whatever and not yourself, that's worse.
Just tossed on the floor. My mother would be proud.
Hi, I'm the main protagonist. I have no job, and I live with my mom. 2020.
At least it won't take me long to get my things.
Which is not a bad thing. I know a lot of people are doing that right now.
Go back to the Burns quote. I'm pretty sure it was describing the dichotomy between these two players and the...
Oh, okay.
What?
The quote that the guy was...
Yeah, the Robert Burns quote. Do we have that in there somewhere? In People?
Maybe.
Because they said that also, like, there are constant updates to those little people things.
I know, but it's just a lot to read, and I kind of want to see what's going on with the story before we, like, take a break again and start reading.
Mm-hmm.
I already feel more human. Now, where did I put my shirt? I was at least hoping I'd look better than I feel.
What did I say? We're the murderer.
No, I think maybe we witnessed a murder.
I'm joking, but I'm...
No, I mean, like,
I'm fully
look
leaning
back.
into, like, this...
I think you could be onto something.
This dumbass theory. I love it.
I don't think it's a dumbass theory. I think it's like a... Like,
That's not good. That's...
Oh.
Where did I get this?
and we don't have any injuries.
What did I do?
This would make a lot of sense. There's two people in her head. What's going on?
That's what I'm saying. That guy is evil.
You know that he is hotter now.
Exactly. Remember when I said that guy's hot? It's because he's evil. your Sherlock Mind Palace is weird.
Is this the mind dungeon? The mind sex dungeon? Oh no, where'd my mind palace go? You're in the dungeon underneath the palace
Oh shit!
now.
Oh, what the fuck? It looks like a little kid walking. Does that make sense?
Dun, 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 dun. Run!
Oh, it's kind of
Sam,
Yeah.
more careful. Breathe. Focus.
It looks like a kid wearing an oversized shirt.
It does.
Find a way to calm down.
Oh, I think I'm supposed to avoid the...
Sam, focus. You have to find the right door. You need to steady yourself.
How do we know which one's the right door?
Maybe it's a white one. Oh, okay. I think I get it now. I don't know that.
Sam, focus. You have to find the right door. You need to steady yourself.
Damn it!
We're like, what? Is it the only difference I can see is that some of them are green?
I can't even turn fast enough.
Yeah.
Sam, focus.
Oh, no.
You have to find the right door. You need to steady yourself.
I don't know how to... What is steady?
I think we're just supposed to find the right door in our mind palace. I don't know.
Maybe he's saying to like calm.
Samuel, focus. Focus on anything other than the fear.
I wonder if there was a right way to do that. Okay, found the right door, I guess. But that bully looked like a little kid. Well, not a kid, but like maybe a teenager with a big shirt on, coming to like pick you up or something. I don't know.
You're doing good. Really good. You're almost there.
He had that like talking head suit, you know, the gigantic suit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Mirror. Oh,
Focus.
it's the game.
Choose. Act. Deliberately.
Or I guess this is whatever version we want, but I can't. Okay, so this guy is whatever. This guy is.
Are there difference? Do we walk up to them?
Okay, so this one looks more fearful. You see that?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and this one looks a little bit more confident,
Oh.
and this one looks a little bit more angry. Well, this one looks a little bit more resolute. But...
Oh.
I run. And you face what happened. Answers. Hide. It's never happened. Going on.
No! No! Oh, fuck. I was trying to move to the next one.
No, that's just pretending nothing is wrong. I've done that enough.
Okay, thank God. Alright.
If I run, and you face what happened. Answers. Yes, answers. Good or bad, I need answers.
I know what you're thinking. Stop thinking that. Pills and alcohol? You're lucky enough you didn't wake up dead.
I need to know what happened last night. The last place I remember is the bar, so I'll start there.
The squeaky nail gets hammered down. Maybe don't play lone wolf detective.
Don't tell me what to do. I know how to blend in.
Absolutely not. You do
Absolutely not. Everyone fucking hates you, dude.
I'll be safer knowing. How about that?
Yeah.
There's too many questions about last night. All the obvious answers are bad, but worth knowing.
Not all answers are worth knowing.
I can't just run from whatever this is. So either help me or get out of my head.
It's your life, Sam. I just live here.
Okay, so spoilers for Deadly Premonition and Twin Peaks. You know how? Okay, in Deadly Premonition, he had an angel living in his head, and in Twin Peaks, it turned out he was like possessed by a demon or something. Is that right? In Twin Peaks, the main character was possessed by a demon.
Wait. That's not the. That's. Are you talking about season 3?
I'm talking about the ending of season 2, I think.
Oh yeah, just at the
The more
very end.
things change,
but
the more they stay
Wait,
the
I'm
same.
just.
Do you really think breaking and entering is a good idea?
Used Ethan's hidden spare key, no breaking involved.
I don't know if he'll see it that way.
I could wait for the bar to open, or I could look for answers. I picked the latter.
Okay, so the reason I bring those two items up is because it's clear that this is heavily influenced by Deadly Premonition and Twin Peaks, and they both had people in their head.
Yeah.
And I think like, that's what makes me go, is the person in his head good or evil?
Yeah, so in Twin Peaks that happens, that's literally like the last thing that happens, so it doesn't take place during the actual series at all. It's kind of like the shitty cliffhanger that they used to end the show, and then everybody got pissed.
Also, I don't know if this is an intentional Easter egg, but remember those red binders everyone was obsessed with? This looks like that. Ooh, take. Do I need this?
I remember seeing this before. A long time ago.
Perhaps he has another dark side not yet to be revealed. Oh, that's a good point, Chad.
Oh, look at this.
I doubt Ethan's account somehow led to the blood on my shirt.
They're I'm showing Mari a picture of the darkroom victims binders.
Yeah, you had to just look up darkroom. It looks exactly the same.
I was like, Mr. Jefferson binders. Ooh. They made them look slightly different, but not really.
Ethan's records. Better not touch them if I want to keep my hand. Only successful business in town. Cool. Journal updated. We'll get around to that eventually.
Yeah, I just kind of wonder if we're missing a little bit of context that would help us interpret things.
Who do you want to read about? Just
anybody. I don't think they're super long.
A small-town bartender who listens more than he talks. Ethan's bar must be the only prosperous business in Basswood. What's the adage about happy families all being the same? While the miserable ones are miserable in their own way, it sure didn't take long for Ethan's family to develop their own brand of unhappiness. Okay. Anna and Nick talk about cliches. The moment I left Basswood, my best friend and my ex get together. Maybe I could have handled that better. Asking probing questions about Nick's theft didn't go down well either. One conversation I've already disappointed Anna again.
Yeah, maybe we'll look at the people who are like most central to. Aww. Like.
Go ahead.
And basically, so that we don't have to read them all, we'll just pick out the people who seem like most.
Same town, the same doubts and contradictions. Face it or escape it. This time I made a different decision. The temptation to embark on another doomed investigation leading to nothing but pain was too strong and to resist. Am I doing this for Joanne or Nick or for myself?
Joan.
Oh, sorry. Dennis is the IT guy at the paper I used to work for. I remember him as a bitter and mean-spirited guy, a loner with not many friends in Basswood. So am I, but it doesn't mean we're kindred spirits. What?
My old boss at the paper, I'd say he taught me everything I know, but given my track record, that wouldn't be much of a compliment. I always thought Walter was the decent sort, the rare breed who truly believes his job is to serve the community. Seeing the old Joker was nicer than I'd expected. With Walter, what you see is what you get. His grief for Nick is sincere. Tara, the office administrator at Basswood Jungle, which is the paper, is the proverbial weird coworker. She likes everyone and everything. Dinosaurs, romance novels, evangelical TV, conspiracy theories, rice cookies, unusual street names, you name it, she'd talk about it for hours. Tara has no filter. She'd make a terrible spy or serial killer. Or maybe an excellent one.
Exactly.
I don't know, she's evangelical, that kind of...
No, she just likes that. She just likes evangelical
She just
TV.
likes the vibe of
Yeah.
evangelical TV and conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
She'd be an anti-masker.
Nah, I think she'd wear a mask, but just love reading about him.
Bess comes from a family of cops that goes back generations. She spends every waking hour on the job, and it means everything to her, but she's also a politician, knows her audience, and chooses her words carefully.
Wow, sexy. I literally am attracted to her. I don't know. I don't know what to say.
You want to get bossed around.
Dude, I want her to just, like, yell at me. Like, I don't know what. If she was a man, I'd be like, disgusting.
You sounded like that TikTok filter for a second. You were like, I don't know.
That's how she makes me feel. It's weird. This guy, hate him. Exactly the same character.
Declan's the local law enforcement. I vaguely remember him from school. He used to get into fights a lot, usually to protect smaller kids. No one was surprised that he became a cop. Subtlety is not Declan's thing, but he's always been a straight-up cop, and he cares about Basswood. I never thought he'd be like that with Joan. Things must be boring in Basswood if he needs the thrill of yelling at a kid. Or, on the contrary, perhaps Declan's under a lot of stress.
Alright, since he used to get in fights at school to protect smaller kids, I'm going to say he's not ACAB. He's cool. He seems cool. We'll see.
They said they like my filter impression. Thank you. Oh yeah, all the miners in Basswood lost their jobs when the mines closed. I should have known. They still think it's my fault. Nothing to do with awful working conditions and inhumane management, obviously. Oh, maybe there was a memento? Is that what it was highlighting? I don't know. Of all people I hurt when I left Basswood, Joan is the one who least deserved it. She was just a kid. And my goddaughter, but it's a tough job to be a lonely kid's only friend. I couldn't hack it. Now that her dad died, things aren't going to get any easier for her. Angry, hurt, stubborn, hard to believe Joan was the one who nicknamed me Muley. Not that I'm looking for an excuse. I made a promise to a child that will break her heart whether I keep it or not. What if she's right about her father's death? What will they do? What will that do to her? And what if I can't give her the answer she's hoping for? Joan is in that awkward phase where when she's a kid, a teenager, and an adult all at the same time, grief isn't helping matters. She feels like there's no one in her corner.
I'm really glad he's able to empathize with her so much because I feel like sometimes...
Oh, kids are just dumb, whatever.
Yeah. I think there's a really key piece of information that people forget. It's like, oh, teenagers overreact to everything. They're not overreacting. It's that they're experiencing really difficult emotional situations for the very first time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, expecting a child, to navigate, like, romance, friendships, drama, like, how to be a good person. Who am I? Like... experiencing that for the first time without any experiences of how to deal with that is really hard.
So the thing that always frustrates me is when people will be like, oh, like, you know, teenagers, like, they get sad about the dumbest things and, like, none of that shit matters, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, except that your frame of reference is that, like, what is happening in your life is what matters. So, like, when your friend won't talk to you anymore because of, like, some stupid high school drama, you're not thinking to yourself, like, oh, whatever. You're thinking, I'm really upset about this, because that's, like, the focal point of your world at that point. I don't know. I just think it's really stupid to dismiss, like, emotions, not to mention the whole hormones are off the charts thing, like, which means it lessens your capacity to, like, deal with stuff. So exotic bottle.
This I skimmed this. This is sad. Read it.
Oh no. There was a big celebration at the coal miners' haven the day Ethan took over. He'd worked there for many years as a bartender, and now he owned it. It was a classic American success story, not often seen in Basswood. Man achieves modest dream through hard work. The bar was packed that night. The whole of Basswood came out to celebrate. Everybody except Celeste, Ethan's little sister. She never showed. Ethan waited for her all night. He planned to share some of that grog with her. It was hardly champagne, but it was the first bottle he bought as the new owner. He'd saved it for just the two of them, but it was still there on the shelf the next morning, unopened. Christina from the cafe said that she saw Ethan and Celeste have a fight the next day. They used to be two peas in a pod as children, she said, shaking her head. Isn't it strange you never got to meet Celeste in all the years you were a regular at the Miners' Haven? It looks like Ethan has kept the bottle after all these years, perhaps to remember the proudest day of his life, or maybe he's waiting for a time when him and his sister will laugh and celebrate together again.
Aww.
Wow. Kathy and Nick married young and divorced quick. I'm not sure she's ever really liked me, though I was their daughter's godfather, or maybe that just made things worse. Kathy's never forgiven me for disappearing from Joan's life. Kathy and Joan's relationship seems fraught with tension. I'm going to be honest, my brain refuses to associate the name Joan with her. I just want to call her Bug.
Yeah, let's call her Bug then.
Hugh is new in town, but it seems like he knows how to fit in. Then again, as the town pharmacist, fitting in is part of his job. Still, it's decent of him to have come to Nick's wake.
Oh God! All right.
Oh boy. So these are. I wonder if this is just going to be like, here are all the sad points from every character's backstory.
Yeah.
Remember when Anna was learning to play the guitar, getting up early to practice before work? It's how you used to wake up, listening to her plucking chord progressions before bringing her coffee. She was happy then, but even if that guitar had its own history of sadness and loss, even before today, great. You never met Anna's mom, and she didn't really talk about her, but the few times she did, it was always about how she loved having music in the house. Her mom used to play old folk songs on her guitar, and the two of them would sing along, sitting cross-legged on the floor on the long afternoons from her childhood. Anna lost her mother when she was a teenager, but even in the following years of grief, conflict, and escape, she held on to her mom's guitar even though she never learned to play it. Instead, she left Basswood, went to college, and came back a journalist, telling stories of her own hometown. Remember the feature she wrote about that old music shop on Gooseneck Hill? Anna took the assignment because no one else wanted it. Her article didn't rescue the music shop from bankruptcy, but the owner came to thank her personally. He gave her free lessons as a thank you gift, so finally she learned to play.
Oh, by the way, Top of the Lake, which we were talking about earlier, is
yeah.
really good, and I would suggest that you watch it. And the thing I said is not going to give you any indication. You're still going to watch and be like, I don't understand.
How this is related?
Yeah, how this is related until, like, the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So don't worry, and I recommend it. But if you're in a sensitive place, I definitely would recommend looking up trigger warnings to see if, like, your trigger's in there.
Yeah, it's the same thing for, like, Twin Peaks or, like, Fire Walk With Me. There's definitely some trigger stuff in there.
Those are all really good shows, but also, like, if you're in a sensitive place, I wouldn't recommend it. Beer kegs. I know the taste all too well. Cleaning products not used effectively given the smell. Rude. Missing anything? Alright, so Jefferson, this is where the dark room is, of course.
Yeah, he was just a small town bartender.
Y'all
And
see-
then, oh my god, maybe Jefferson, small town bartender, disappearing all these girls, and then he's like, oh shit, they're onto me. And so then he moves to Arcadia Bay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what happened.
This is a prequel.
Thank you for subscribing, CJ Ryder Gal. Just caught up, happy to be at the stream, and happy birthday, Stacy.
Thank you so much. Can I ask how long you've been streaming for? About an hour and a half, maybe?
2 hours.
2 hours?
It says right there.
Oh,
But just for future reference.
yeah, I
Whoa.
didn't know.
What happened here last night? First, look around, figure out what happened.
I didn't know if that included our little thing at the beginning.
Oh, it doesn't. I mean, it does. I don't know. We've been playing for a while.
Yeah.
By the way, let me know if the game is too dark and I can fix that. Oh, God. alcohol bottles. Whoever closed last night did a bad job. Oh, baseball bat.
Possibly risky to linger? Looks intact? What?
Oh, it looks attack. Hope all drinks were paid for and mine included. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Because he's trying to see what he did last night.
Oh.
It's like,
right.
oh, did I rob someone? Oh, spilled glass. Oh, add
I
clue.
ended up drinking alone. So who brought that second glass?
Oh, the lighting in this game is incredible. I love it. So, oh, mop. Nathan tried to clean up before the incident.
Before or after the incident?
If Ethan's dead, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, that would be so awful.
Yeah, I loved him the most.
Wait,
because of
what's
his
over
goatee.
on the floor?
Here?
Nope. Turn to your right. Look over by the table. Sticky floor. Dried alcohol. Could be from spills or a broken bottle.
Okay, so there's broken stuff over here.
Oh.
See? So you see that thing in the upper right? That means we've found some of the clues. When we find all the clues, it'll turn blue.
Oh.
Ugh. Did I do this? Sorry, Nick.
Jeez. Okay, you need to stop drinking if this is what happens. Seriously.
Yeah. That's the thing is, like, I feel like a lot of people will be like, oh, he's just one of those people who gets drunk and, like, punches holes in the wall. And I'm like, then you shouldn't do it?
Every once in a while, you'll see a Reddit post and be like, yeah, my girlfriend's mad at me. And then all the comments are like, yeah, stop drinking so much. Like, if what happens when you drink is that you do stupid shit, then you shouldn't drink as much.
Yeah. And that goes also for, like, self-destructive things, or, like, if it always makes you sad,
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you find yourself constantly in, like, chaotic situations, like, because of substance use, then it, think about scaling back or maybe just not doing it, finding something else.
Okay, so I don't want to promote substance usage, but if you're drinking or doing weed or something.
Doing weed?
Yeah,
If you're doing the weed.
The goal is to have the equivalent feeling of 2 beers. The goal is not to get so out of your mind that you don't know what's happening. Because that's not what the goal is of using something to relax. It's to relax, okay? So when, I know there's young people listening, you're not supposed to be here, but I know you're here. If you get to the point where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna, like, just lose my mind. That's like a twice a year situation.
Yeah.
Okay? So you want to do that twice a year, at most. When you want to relax, the goal is not to drink so much you can't feel it. It's just to have enough to just relax, okay? So I just want people to know that.
Yeah.
And if you feel like you can't stop yourself once you start, then you should go to therapy.
They might have fallen off the table. Seems some people got rowdy last night.
As the chat is pointing out, Arenthil WP says, I feel like people who abuse substances don't want to relax. They want to pass out to not feel. And I feel like that's very true. So if you find yourself doing that a lot, or, like, using a substance because you can't stand to, like, be in your feelings, that's not a good sign.
I would like
and it depends, obviously, but...
I would like to add to that, if you are a teenager or somebody who's like, God, I just want to do substances. I know that we're just being weird right now by calling it substances.
Well, because it could apply to a lot of things.
Yeah, it could apply to a lot of things. Eating disorders, all kinds of stuff. Is that if you're trying to escape your feelings, not just relax, escape your feelings, those feelings are not going to go away until you don't use whatever it is you're doing and you face those emotions. It'll be really hard. It'll take a while. But the issue is not going to be solved for as long as you do the substances to avoid how you feel. So you're going to be stuck in those feelings. And the only way to, like, face them is to not use the substances until you can figure it out. So you don't want to be trapped.
Ripped. Did this happen yesterday, or was it always like that?
I always feel really frustrated in situations where, like, those drug, like, things, where they don't explain why to a teenager, like, you shouldn't do drugs. Because they're like...
Because, Oh, thank you for subscribing, Visitor K. Subscribe for 6 months. Glad I caught your stream, and happy birthday, Stacey. Thank you so much. So what I was going to say is I feel like the issue is that they... like, a lot of drug education ends up being, like, almost like abstinence-only education, which is, like, never do any of it, you're gonna be hooked immediately, bleh. It, like, makes it sound so overblown and stupid that, like, it doesn't get into, like, oh, here are the ways that it will actually, like, affect your life, like, you know what I mean?
They never cover the reason why someone would want to do drugs. And when I think about that, I'm thinking, like, okay, if I'm a teenager and I feel, like, terrible, and all I want to do is escape how terrible I feel, and I think drugs is going to do that, I need to explain, hey, you're feeling terrible, the drugs aren't going to fix that, it's just going to prolong it. And I just want to make sure that people understand that. Also, I think maybe, like, he just got in a bar fight and the other person bled on him.
These were sent scattering. Someone thrown into them?
Oh, there's blood on the floor. Look. Oh, he's not reacting.
I don't know.
to it.
That was a lot of blood for a bar fight. That was a lot of blood, unless you literally, like, smashed someone's nose open and, like, held their face on your shoulder.
And he has no marks on his body at all from when we saw in the bathroom.
Yes.
So I'm wondering, like, maybe he came across somebody who was injured and, like, cut their arm or something, and he, like, helped them. Because otherwise he would have wounds from people defending themselves. A lot of the times, if you're attacking someone, they'll, out of desperation, they'll scratch you or bite you or hit you, and he has no wounds at all. So we still
I choose to believe that we're a murderer.
Well, you know what? If
That's what I want.
If that what makes you happy, then... So there was blood on the floor over there. Let's see. Find any more clues.
Yeah, so it has to be somebody else's blood. And
Maybe he lent his shirt to somebody who was on their period. It was a desperate situation.
Grilled Chizzy says maybe he had crazy Twilight vampire sex on the bar.
It might have fallen off the table. Seems some people got rowdy last night.
Maybe we broke a bottle and cut someone with it.
Yeah, but, like, I wonder if someone, like, cut their hand or something. But, look at that. Remember when I cut my hand and blood splurted all over my kitchen? You weren't there, but I described it to you.
Oh.
And I had stitches in my hand.
Mm-hmm.
I, like, was like, oh, blood doesn't splurt out like that until that day. And I was like, it does. It splurts out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can't find any more clues. Figure out what happened last night. Okay.
Alright, maybe let's go, like, from the back and, like, start at the behind the bar.
So you want to start behind the bar? Okay.
Yeah, so, like, start, like, from the entrance to the room and basically, like...
Re-go around?
Yeah.
Okay, so here we
because
go.
then you can kind of, like... like, what do they call that? Where you're, like, canvassing and you have, like, a little search grid.
I think that's the word, canvassing.
Yeah.
Or comb the area.
Comb the area.
Remember that Spaceballs joke? Have you ever seen Spaceballs? Where
Very,
they're like,
very-
comb through this area, and they have a giant comb, and they're combing the
Yeah.
desert.
So we can't go into the bathroom for the people who were asking about that.
It'll have a little thing that pops up and says, look at me. Oh, maybe we have to play the game, and the game will unlock something, because I skipped that. I'm not good at Pac-Man, by the way. Really bad at this game.
My cousin has an old school Pac-Man machine, and we were all playing it at Christmas. Woo! Uh-oh.
Oh. Aha! This game stresses me out
Go
too
get
much.
him! Uh-oh, you.
Yeah, Pac-Man's
Sorry.
I know it's like weird, but Pac-Man is too scary for me. I don't know how to explain it.
Maybe you need to go into the safe spot the brother talked about.
What is the safe spot?
I don't know. I read that in the chat, and I'm safe spot.
Pac-Man is too scary. I don't know how else to explain it, man.
Oh, Kurashiki says, thank you for speaking about substance abuse in an open and accepting way. As someone who struggles with abusing alcohol, I've been doing better since I moved out. I've always felt safe and seen and understood whenever you guys talk about that subject.
Chasing and being chased by ghosts.
Thank you, and I really hope that, like, we're never talking about this from a place of judgment, because I think it's really important to have compassion for people that are struggling with that. It's like the same as mental health. It's just something that, like, we try to, like, educate people about. That's all.
All right, it says move slightly connected to the fight. All right, I can't find any more clues. Here, we'll do this and they'll come back around. We did look at this. Okay.
Can we go? We can't go out, right?
No.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go around the corners and look at all the corners, and then we'll look in the middle. Okay.
Mm-hmm. What about the bar from this side? Is there anything? No? Okay. There was a flashback to where people talked about how the brother won bets or something because he knew about a safe spot. Oh.
Oh.
What knocked this clock off the pillar?
It seems there was a fight. It could explain the blood on my shirt.
Oh.
Does it mean that I was involved? I won't be able to find out without more evidence.
Shit. Okay.
I wonder if it's if like it's kind of like sets off
The next clue to find.
yeah, like if it's the type of thing where you're not finding them in a random order. I don't know.
I can't believe I can't look at this blood and be like, "Hey, blood." Gather evidence about the attacker. Oh, so maybe we go back and look at the bat or something? Oh, wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think you might be right.
Definitely not the wig Nick would have wished for.
Oh.
What a mess. Hope this wasn't me.
Hugh's business card. Wonder why it's here.
Okay, I think you might be right about the thing. Mop? Okay, no.
Yeah, so like continuously walk around in circles. Maybe.
I try to go where his head is going, but that doesn't seem to, like, really do much. Because he looks at, assorted bottles.
Well, I think still good to say it because that way people in the chat and the comments and stuff, they know that like what you're thinking.
Okay, so the bat is still where it's supposed to be, which tells me that the owner probably wasn't involved in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Maybe I can go back to the blood finally, and it'll, like, say, hi, there's blood. There's a baseball cap over here, too.
Oh yeah.
Joel's hat. Maybe we ended up having it out after all.
I think you're right that they do unlock it, because I was there over there, and the hat wasn't lighting up. Alright.
Maybe we should go over to like... Oh, yeah.
DG. Dennis's initials. Was he involved in whatever happened?
Blue!
Wouldn't surprise me. I think I've seen enough to put together the pieces of what happened last night. Just gotta think it through.
Does this mean
Mind
we're going to
Palace?
a Mind
Yes!
Palace? We're going to a...
God,
I'm
it's
going
so
to start calling
stupid.
it Mind Sex Dungeon. I like
Mind Sex Dungeon?
Yeah.
Oh, this is the Sex Dungeon, not the palace.
Ooh.
At least I can always count on this place to make sense.
Can you?
Can
I don't think so.
Now to work out what happened while I was blacked out last night.
Every time he
Just need to
says.
think it through logically, throw out impossibilities.
Every time he
Until
talks.
only the truth is left. I know I got into a fight, but it could have played out in many different ways.
This is giving me
I have to think it through. Find out what really happened.
extremely strong heavy rain. Jaden.
My memory ends here. But there's 2 glasses. Who was here with me?
Gonna put on my glasses and go into the mainframe.
The
and figure
Origami
out-
Killer.
I mean that in the best way possible, too. This is-
Origami Killer. Oh, and you know what? I think you might be right because there's a lot of origami kind of things going on in the aesthetic.
Oh.
So maybe Don Nod's like, no, Heavy Rain was good.
Then maybe they're like, David Cage did nothing wrong.
I know. They're our friend. You just sweet David Cage Stan.
The Origami Killer.
The Origami Killer.
I was drinking on my own when someone approached me. I can't remember who it was, but I know we got into a fight. Obviously.
Adaman says David Cage is so close to being good.
If I figure out how the fight went, I should figure out who my assailant was.
Where did the conflict go? Towards the pillar, towards the entrance. Let's do some more. So we have this broken clock. Oh, what? Near the jukebox on the stage.
At the bar near the jukebox on the stage.
So the jukebox hat was moved a little bit. The stage was like thrown. And then there was a bar.
Oh, so where did it move towards? It moved towards the clock, right? Because that isn't that where all the crap happened?
Okay,
Is-
so...
Towards the pillar because
Okay, so where did it end is over here, and this one is... I don't want to fuck this up. Like, I'm kind of stressed out. So I'm thinking about it. So the hat was over here, and the jukebox was moved, and it said possibly where the fight was.
right, but I feel like we can pretty safely answer that the fight moved towards the pillar and not the entrance, but
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, not the entrance. You're right about that.
so maybe we start there.
Something hit the pillar with enough force to make the clock fall. A person thrown into the pillar would do it.
Okay, so it's not locked in. I can change it. Alright.
Yeah, so I think because we're forming a hypothesis, so maybe it's like you play with everything to see like what fits together.
The jukebox is not in the same place. Maybe it was involved in the fight somehow. That could be it, but I still have to figure out who was sitting next to me.
I wonder if I can just totally get this wrong and it's just the worst.
Who was implicated?
I think it's the cat because if we're saying it's going towards the jukebox, the hat would fly off if we
Yes.
punched them.
And even if he went into the
Joel's cap. Maybe he provoked me again after I'd had a few.
See, it's hard because
Blam.
it's like, if I get this wrong, what does that mean? But we know for sure it didn't go towards the entrance.
Yeah.
But there was blood right here.
Right, but that's not moving towards the entrance still.
I know, but there had to be something that made it that way. So I wonder if I can change just to see what other outcomes there are.
One hell of a mess. This could definitely be the result of 2 people fighting.
Yeah, you see how that is? Like, they're moving around.
Yeah.
Okay, or okay, on stage.
Looks like not even the memorial board was spared by the brawl.
Yeah, something had to move that down too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like,
So hold on, go look up for a second. It says where did it end? So we know they hit all 3
Jukebox
spots.
is not in the same place. Maybe it was involved
So
in the fight
I'm assuming
somehow.
it went pillar, jukebox, memorial,
oh,
or do you think it went pillar, memorial, jukebox? So the question is where did it end? Not like we're assuming that they did knock into all these 3 things. I think is what this is.
Looks like not even the memorial board was spared by the brawl. The jukebox is not in the same place. Maybe it was involved in the fight somehow.
what do you think? Because it's saying it's hitting the pillar, then going to the jukebox. Or hitting the pillar, then going to the stage and not hitting all 3 spots.
Yeah. I almost want to say...
Thank you for the donation, Cormac Kanto, for $5. We really appreciate that. Thank you. I think I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, I mean...
This also reminds me of AI, the Somnian Files.
If the fight had ended here, the bar wouldn't be such a mess.
Oh, okay. Alright. So it's wrong, then. We have to fix it.
Broken glass, damage. Something hit the pillar with enough force to make the clock fall. The person thrown into the pillar.
Oh, Cormac Cantos has been a long-time fan. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Okay, so it doesn't
If the fight had ended here, the bar wouldn't be such a mess. Looks like not even the memorial. One hell of a mess. This could definitely be the result of 2 people fighting. Looks like...
So, would it be the...
I think we keep guessing until we get it right, but...
Yeah. So then, it sounds like maybe what it would have been would be the bar with the business card, not the guy with the hat at the jukebox.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
This doesn't fit with the thing I found. The pharmacist's business card. Hope I didn't start picking on the elderly.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that business card was over there.
Yeah, because that was by the bottles. Hey, demand, cheered. I just
That's
remembered.
Dennis's.
I have bits. Thank
I
you for the
definitely
bits.
wanted to shut him up last night. I have a
Oh, we did
complete
it.
picture
Alright,
now.
we did
Okay.
it. It was Dennis at the thing. This is fun.
Yeah. So we learned that. Oh.
You know, the man who talks to himself has an idiot for an
Fuck
audience.
off, Dennis.
I see why you have so many friends left in town.
Yeah, you would know about that.
At least my best friend never slept with my ex. Hey, who do you blame more, huh? The backstabbing asshole or the bitch who...
Whoa. Cool. Not like them fighting, but like I like how we're watching this play out. Like,
You don't talk about Anna or Nick that way.
yeah,
You think you know who Nick was? Mr. Perfect? Give me a break.
he's the IT
You
guy.
have no idea.
He would know.
No one in this town does.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
I'll show you. But not here. Meet me later at the...
Everyone's a pedophile. The whole town's pedophiles.
Dude, is Dennis dead? Are we gonna find out Dennis is dead?
Ethan is coming back in through the front. At least I think it's him.
Yeah, because
You
that's
think
not
it's
enough
him?
blood.
I can't actually tell if you can't tell. What I know for sure is if it's Ethan, he may not be happy to find you here. So I strongly suggest you leave. And
Stay.
if you don't, well, tell him you're here to apologize about last night. You trashed up his bar
I
and
know,
then
we gotta
broke in.
stay. Sorry.
Time to leave if you're leaving.
Yeah, I mean, we are a little creepy for breaking into his place
You'll want to
while
apologize.
he's not here.
Trust
but-
me.
God damn. Sam? You're not here to rob me, right?
Sorry.
Ethan, no, I'm not here to rob you.
Oh, good. I won't have to break your legs.
I'm here to apologize about last night.
I think this is the wrong way.
I thought that might be the case. Don't sweat it. This place gets busted up once a month.
Sounds rough.
I guess it is what it is. Buy a bar, you gotta run a bar, you know? I'll take cleaning up your dumbass mess over dealing with family any day.
I just don't trust the man in our head to be leading us in the right direction, because the other one was asking for answers and this one was like distracting us. Usually it's you should not be a dick, but there's like a mystery and it's a video game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, we could say about last night and...
Ethan, did anything weird happen last night?
Well, you and Dennis beat the crap out of each other, and then you left. And now I gotta clean it up. Don't worry about it too much. No one's on their best behavior after losing a loved one. I know I'm not. At least my sister isn't dead. She's just ruining her life. She wants to be called Kayla now.
Ruining her life?
Yeah, living in some commune. Dropped out of school. Life of a heathen.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, and I feel like she makes most of them. Sam, I got a lot of your mess to clean up. So if you could, leave.
We can help.
I got places to be anyways. See you around, Ethan.
But so
See, that's why I was wondering if it was a cult.
that fight did not have enough blood happen to explain what was on his shirt.
Yeah.
And so it makes me wonder, like, that guy in our head, is he trying to make it so we don't remember what really happened?
Huh. Yeah.
See,
well,
'cause
that would line up with my theory from before about
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
we murdered somebody and he's there to try to like obfuscate the truth.
I don't think your idea was stupid. I think it's like close, Like maybe
Well-
he's not a murderer, but like I don't know, this town's making a
Of
profit
course.
off of something.
I come back on the town's Miners' Day celebration. Well, you always did have great timing. No time to dwell on that. Focus. You tried Dennis's cell phone. No answer. So what now? Ask around, see if anyone's seen Dennis today. Maybe see if anything jogs my memory. I've heard worse plans.
Thank you for the gift sub, CJ Writer Gal.
Also, thank you, Edmund, for the bits you gave us earlier. It was in the middle of a cutscene, so we couldn't reply. But thank you so much.
I said thank you.
Password's small.
Oh, okay.
If Dennis came through Main Street, someone saw him.
So I suppose what I mean by like my dumb theory is that like
It's a trope.
yeah, it's a trope and it could end up being true, but I'm not like so married to the idea that I wouldn't accept something else. Where it's like sometimes you have a theory
You're just
where
putting things out there.
yeah, just putting things out there. It's like where sometimes you have a theory where you're like, if it's anything besides this is a stupid game.
No, you know what I think would make sense is if that person in his head represents something he's trying to repress
Yeah.
and hold down, because he, like, in our dreams, he's trying to run away from something, and the guy's like, just relax, just don't think about it, like, just block it out of your head, you gotta center yourself. And so maybe he's not evil, but maybe he represents like not dealing with things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? He's like, oh, you should be nice instead of confronting the issue. Oh, you should like be considerate to other people's feelings, which is valid and true.
I mean, I thought
And
he encouraged him to get answers, though, or did I not?
No, you might be
My-
right. You might be right.
I
I mean, he might just be a good person that we don't trust because he's too hot.
yeah, I mean, that is a real phenomenon.
He's too sexy. You can't trust him. What kind of car does he have?
Emotion or truth.
Closed hotel.
Built during the mining coal golden age of the 70s, was bound to close.
Okay,
Oh wait,
so-
hold on, what does it say? What's the words? What's the graffiti say? We have to read all the
Oh,
graffiti.
Dahu.
No, I meant up there by the
Oh.
what is it?
Trust.
Trust.
Oh my God, that's one of the. Well, no.
Truth.
Truth, yeah. Trust.
But similar concept. Trust. Smiley face.
But this town is making money off of something, somehow, right? Or maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, a town can exist without having a mine.
But the guy
But-
said, oh, you don't know what's really going on, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, so I think that
I think his friend died uncovering something, and that the IT guy also knows about it.
And now he's dead.
And now the
Because
IT
we
guy,
killed him.
the IT guy might be dead as well.
Yeah, well, because, like, as soon as he was like, you know, you don't know everything about people, I was like, oh my god, he's an IT guy. Of course he would, like, know all the stuff.
Yeah, he probably, like, read his emails or something. And it's, like, some sort of dark, nefarious thing, like they're selling children or something.
50 cents for 1 minute of escapism used to be 25 cents.
The perfect toy for a kid who only had imaginary friends.
Oh no.
Okay, before we go in there, I want to look in the alleyway.
Now, I can't just have you hanging around here all day like a ghost.
It's a free country.
Hey, don't give me that. People have been complaining, so don't let me see you here again.
You fascist.
What you just... I'm just doing my job. It's nothing personal.
Looks like you're not the only one who started off on the wrong foot today.
Sorry you had to see that. Some people you just can't reason with. Speaking of, you're still in town.
Should I not be? Like, we can ask him if he's seen Dennis.
You haven't seen Dennis today, have you?
Why are you looking for him?
I wanted to apologize for last night.
I'd just stay out of his way for a day or two. I heard you messed up Dennis pretty good last night. I'm not judging. His head's full of smoke. Takes a while to clear it out.
That person you were talking to? Who's that?
A lost soul. Vagrancy isn't a crime, but loitering and trespassing are. I try to be understanding, polite, but it's hard when no one is polite back. People call you pig or fascist just for doing your job. Then they go and do things like deface the whole town. And I'm the asshole?
A little bit.
It could get under your skin. Where's you at day after day? It grinds you down. It makes you feel like you've been lifting logs all day. Sorry about that. I went off for a spell. Just remember, this town don't always respect the things you do.
Trust
Okay.
me, I know. I don't want to keep you, officer.
This is
Have a good
awkward.
No. I
Keep
feel
your
like
nose
it's.
clean.
I feel like it's interesting context because I don't trust this cop, and not for usual cop reasons, but because we are potentially looking for like some sort of conspiracy murder situation.
Yeah.
So like I'm listening to him say these things, and what I'm hearing is, I'm trying to do the best for the town, but people keep getting in my way, or like people don't respect the sacrifice that I make to take care of things or keep them safe.
It's just an awkward thing in the context of this year.
The world, 100%.
But keep in mind, everybody, this game has been in development, so it probably would have been hard to change
yeah.
in the last few months. Graffiti goes to show not all graffiti is the work of vandals.
You know you're in Basswood when even the graffiti's about minors.
So I would like to point out that graffiti is one of the most valuable archaeological finds possible. And graffiti is often also the language in which people who don't have a platform talk. Like before social media, graffiti was the way for people to express like, hey, this thing's unfair, or hey, this is how I feel, this is how I blah. And it's the way to express like a certain like way for people who didn't have a platform. And also historically, graffiti was a way for people to understand the context of the culture and like how people felt, what people's names were, and what real people talked about. And so it's really valuable to cultures and society. And even though some people are like, oh, it's vandalism because it's my stuff, it has value culturally.
I think
Been
it is
used to see
possible
this
for it to be
around.
both.
Surprised it hasn't been removed.
That's why I like it when like there's a lot of places in the city where they do like where they will like commission a graffiti artist, because that way it's like, oh, like you can do the graffiti, we're putting it in a place, we agree that it stays here, you know, that we're not just going, please stop screaming. Oh,
Yeah,
great.
that's really weird, right?
Yeah.
That's a really weird like thing. He seems out of it. Oh geez. Okay, I don't want to think about that. Can I walk up and down this street?
I forgot where we're supposed to be going right now.
I think.
Or we're just looking for
No luck
Dennis?
so far, but I should keep digging around.
Oh yeah.
Someone must have seen Dennis.
I think this is like an open world little segment where we can talk to whoever we want.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you got that looks like I've talked about the smiley face killer before, right?
Yeah,
Wait, what is this?
I pointed that out earlier.
The smiley face killer?
No, the smiley face.
Oh. In case you guys don't know, there's a theory about the smiley face killer where a group of people are killing college-aged male athletes who get drunk. And then there's one particular instance where a boy went missing, and when his body was discovered, it was still somewhat fresh, and he was wearing different clothes, but people dismissed it as an accidental drowning. And usually near the drownings and stuff, they'll find a smiley face, and there's 2 ex-detectives who think this is real, but at the same time, it could be just that it's a very common piece of graffiti to do.
Yeah.
So it's a theory. It's not real or fake. I can't tell you. It's just a theory.
Yeah.
Hey, Bug. What are you doing out here?
Hey, Muley. Waiting for my mom to get off her shift at the pharmacy. Drawing. I got a new journal after I left the old one somewhere. See?
Did you get home okay last night?
Yeah. I bike everywhere. It's not like anything scary bad happens in Basswood. At least not normally. I heard you asking about my dad last night.
Oh, just really. Oh.
Well, I
Oh,
guess
sorry,
I
I'll
wasn't very subtle, was I?
No, you were not. Did you find out anything about my dad?
Not yet. Not really, at least.
Let me know if you find anything. Please. I feel like I need something.
Go ahead.
It's just
Oh.
this town, you know? This place. It feels like I'm suffocating. I can't breathe. I can't think. I can't stand my mom. I don't like school. Well, except for science. And just when I imagine myself in the future, I just don't. I don't know. I don't see this place or these people. I'm somewhere else. Anywhere else.
No.
I know it's stupid, just.
It's not stupid. If you want, you can go anywhere in the world. Have adventures, fall in love. I mean, that's what I've been told anyway.
Gross. Okay, well, that other stuff sounds okay, though. Thanks for listening.
I got grown-up stuff I gotta do.
I've got kid stuff I gotta see about. So we're both busy.
Kid stuff.
We're
That's
just
cute.
gonna
It's
leave
tough
this
seeing her
kid.
like this. Seems she got older by 6 years in just 2.
So, Bisect Brios, she says she has a journal. She's the real protagonist.
It's true. I did really quickly want to clarify that you're actually talking about the smiley face murder theory.
Oh.
The smiley face killers are 2 actual serial killers who use the smiley face as like a sign. So those are like I
Oh.
think you kind of mixed those things
Oops.
a little bit.
Oops.
So if people want to know more, there's the smiley face murder theory, which is where it started in the 90s, and it was like where they found the graffiti. But then there's also 2 smiley face killers, Robert Lee Yates and Keith Hunter Jesperson, who used it as a symbol, either drawing it on bags that they put over the people's heads or like signing the letters to the police. Creepy.
Jesus.
I know. In
I'll
case
be
you
fine.
want to know more.
Just waiting for my mom's shift to end. I don't know how I do with my dad, but
Okay, so of all things I've lost, I miss my mind the most. Mark Twain quote, "Good to see the younger generations open to the classics." That sounds like the signature of an insane killer, but okay.
I mean, there's a cross there, so yeah.
Yeah, but
Wait,
okay.
do you
Are
think
you
we're
seeing this with the smiley face and the cross everywhere?
Do you
Look
think
at
we're
this
gonna?
too.
Do you think that we're gonna come across a cult?
I think this smiley face is gonna come into play.
We had the Heaven's Gate reference. We have her sister who's living in Ethan's sister, the bartender's sister, who's living in some sort of like commune, right? So potentially some sort of cult thing.
But there's this smiley face cross aesthetic with the red
Yeah.
arrow, and if we see this more in the game, we should point that out.
Listen, I just don't fucking trust people who put crosses everywhere. I don't trust it. I've been trained by horror movies and cults to just not trust it, even though I know that it's like not inherently bad.
So that says mad and has an arrow pointing to this.
Oh.
So that's pretty cool. Oh, this one says hostage. What does that say?
Hostile.
Hostile. Okay. We can go
Can we-
look at it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Mad.
West.
West Virginia.
Well, that's clearly really fucked up right there.
Shit, dude. This is disgusting. I don't want to see this shit.
Hostile. And then what's that other one? Oh, I think those are just maybe scribbles, or is that a word?
Coal. And
Coal?
then this one keeps showing up.
What?
I can't tell what it says though.
Daboob?
Dabob?
Daboob?
Yeah. I don't know.
What does that say?
Miners.
Miners with a Z. Miners.
It's
it
not
says
worth it.
damn.
No one works on a Sunday. Well, no one except me. No luck so far, but I should keep digging around. Someone must have seen Dennis.
So we are people who like to look at all the graffiti and stuff. But maybe Donut was inspired by the Smiley Face Killer / Smiley Face
Murder theory?
Murder theory.
Yeah. I also wasn't trying to like correct you. It's more just
No,
if people
I-
want to know more, that way they know like
No,
Yeah.
I didn't feel like you were trying to correct me. I was glad that you told me.
yeah.
I'm gonna read more about it later.
Yeah.
This girl's cool. Look at her.
Sweet.
Holy shit.
I like her
She
little
pulls
buns.
the look off a lot better than I could.
See? Oh my god, look at her necklace. Holy shit,
Oh, and
dude.
she's got the ripped black pants with fishnets underneath.
This is the coolest bitch in town.
Yeah.
Her necklace is amazing. It's like 2 skeleton hands. Nicole?
Hey, don't remember seeing you in town before. Passing by?
This, oh my god, this girl literally looks like if you combined the two of us into one person.
Yeah, we're the same. That's us. Thank you for the bits, Tuda's Valentine. Really appreciate it.
Thank
Dude.
you.
I suppose. I grew up here. Been gone for a couple of years. I'm not staying long.
Wait, you managed to leave and still came back? You'd never see me again if I left.
This is literally
Why
the
don't you
coolest
then?
person I've ever seen.
Yeah, sure. I'm just gonna take my millions of dollars and make a run for it. I can barely get by, like everyone else here. Too poor to stay, too poor to leave.
Dude, start an Etsy and sell those necklaces. Holy shit.
Oh, they're calling her Starry.
She is the coolest, but she's the main character.
She's the coolest. She's the main character of the game that I would make.
No luck so far, but I should keep digging around.
Just a
Someone must have
sassy
seen
coffee barista.
Yeah. Oh, can we go into the coffee shop?
We can. And we can go into the pharmacy.
This whole celebration used to be twice as big. Back when this town wasn't just a dead horse we all keep kicking.
Oh my god. I don't know why, but like seeing. Oh.
Is this Magic the Gathering? What is this?
Now I've gone and made a bit of a mess. Oh, Sam, is that you? Dear, please, could you help an old doddering woman?
You're not doddering?
You are many things, but not doddering. Plotting, maybe.
Sam, you shouldn't say such things, even if they're true.
My God, the aesthetic of small town middle aged women, they got it. They did it.
Mm-hmm.
They have it 1000%. How do I pick this up? Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I really appreciate when they include, like, people with, like, the goth or punk aesthetic, like, funky hair, who are not, like, your drug dealer in the game. Because I feel like every time...
Or a hacker.
They're either, like, a hacker, a drug addict, or your drug dealer, or, like...
Or mortician.
There's something to do with drugs. And I'm always just kind of like, like, some people just, like...
Some people are just goth.
Some people just want to look cool. They don't have to be like, they're like, oh, like there he is, like causing trouble, boosting cars again. And I'm like, okay.
Dude, sometimes people just want to hang out at the mall, drink coffee, and smoke cigarettes.
Or like, yeah, or Lemonsy says, or like stoned at a rave. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're always such a dear.
Say, Christina, have you...
Oh, Sam, it's been years. It really is so nice to see you again.
Yeah, likewise,
I
but...
wanted to come to the funeral yesterday, but just thinking about it.
Oh my
dear.
god.
Now, I know you want to interrupt
my
her.
God.
Because I want to interrupt her. So eyes on me, buddy. Happy thoughts. Deep breaths. Yeah. Well, speaking of the...
Poor Joan, losing her father at such a young age. Ah, what a tragedy. I was trying to find one of those games she likes so much to cheer her up. Poor child only has Kathy now, and, well, far from me to criticize or anything, but these last few months, Kathy hasn't been all there, if you know what I mean. Hopefully this tragedy will be a wake-up call for her to be more present. She should take a few weeks off to be with Joan. I know you would never refuse. Don't you agree?
I have a feeling that it's going to come down to, do you want to tell the town the truth, or do you want people to like you?
I do kind of like how they set up, like, we're seeing a pattern where, like, our...
Oh shit, we weren't listening to what she was saying.
No, she said that hopefully Kathy gets a wake-up call. I'm trying to find a game for Bug. So...
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Here, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, they've set up this thing where, like, the player character Sam's instinct is to, like, you know, butt in, ask questions, investigate, and the game is kind of telling you, like, no, just, like, listen to people and, like, see what they are telling you before you jump in and try to, like... So I'm interested to see what the message is that we end up getting from that.
I've been doing just the listening thing based on whatever.
Yeah.
If poor Kathy would only ask him for the time. Ah, but look at me. I talk and talk and talk, but you had something to say, didn't you?
Have you seen Dennis today?
See? You're right.
Yes. No, it's odd, actually. He usually stops in here Sunday mornings. Like how you and Nick used to come over from the paper with Anna every Friday. The three always seem so happy.
Yeah, I think
but
you're right.
You, Sam, how have you been doing?
Yeah, because I think it's like, you can, sure, just go in and, like, ask all your questions and not hear anything they have to say, but you'll miss, like, the background context of all this other info that they're giving you.
Yeah, because there have been a few times where they say something small, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. And, like, that's how you learn about the people in the world, is by listening.
I think you're onto something. Me, on the other hand, I'm like, everyone's suspicious. Get away from me.
Sitting in my mom's spare bedroom and decomposing into Arrested Development.
Well, at least you're decomposing with family. You look well.
I've been better. Hungover this morning.
You know what's good for that? Coffee.
Coffee!
I know, Christina. Not right now. I gotta go.
Oh my god. Here we go. Buttermilk biscuits was a good way to start the day with a cup of coffee. I'm gonna say coffee.
Coffee talk? We're having coffee talk?
Do you guys ever listen to Car Talk? Welcome to Car Talk.
That's like have you also ever seen, like, what is it, This Old House? Where they're like, and then we're gonna fix the wall joints over here, and then we're gonna fix the plumbing. It's like the same type of concept, but they're fixing houses.
Welcome to House Talk. Your pipes are dinging? Oh my god. Do you got lead in them?
Hey man, thought I knew everyone, but I don't know you.
I used to be a regular a few years ago.
Oh right, you're one of those who skipped town when the mine closed down.
You could say that, yes.
Town ain't changed much since then. Same old boring basswood. I know most people hate that, but I don't. It's quiet here. It's nice.
So quiet, there's no rush hour, I guess.
Right?
Journal updated. Did he get added? Yeah, here we go. I'm not gonna read it, but we'll get to it.
Probably a high school dropout, but he seems content in Basswood.
That was rude. I don't even want to read it.
Wait, look up our girl. What does he have to say about our girl? Does he say something dumb?
Oh my god, don't say anything dumb.
Too poor to stay, too poor to leave. It would make a really good headline for an article. Anna should write about Nicole. It's a real Basswood story.
Alright.
Yeah.
Nothing but respect for our main protagonist.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the fuck? of the biggest island in the Mediterranean. Okay, it looked like one of those weird descriptions of angels from that Bible.
Oh yeah, like where they have 1,000 eyes. Don't be afraid.
Be not afraid, human. Christina channeling her Italian heritage. Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This oh, it's a triskeles symbol, a figure of 3 legs arranged in rotational symmetry, and at its head, at the center, is a gorgonion depiction of the head of Medusa.
Wouldn't it be awesome if she was the killer and we find one of the bodies and it's like a bunch of bodies put together and she just likes putting the heads and the legs like that? That'd be kind of cool.
I feel like that'd be neat. They just like sewed it together.
Yeah, and she'd be like, it's just like my heritage. I'm Italian American.
Oh my god.
The cost. Right, so the overhead would
You seem
be...
real engrossed.
Oh, I'm sorry, hun. Just balancing the books. Trying to.
I feel strange being back here. I don't think I've been in your cafe in a while.
Almost 2.5 years. Anna kept coming in, but you stopped.
You noticed that?
I could tell you 2 dears weren't gonna make it. It broke my heart.
Well, sounds like you knew before I did.
Gotta have one eye on the customer and one eye on the books. Not that I really want to keep an eye on the books, mind you. Anyway, the past is the past. I just accepted a big business opportunity, which makes tidying up my books in time extra important, even if it kills me.
Who'd be crazy enough to invest in Basswood now?
A good man, that's who. Have you met Hugh Kirkland already? The new pharmacist. He's helping me with a few improvements. Angel investing. Can you believe it?
I actually can't. What did he ask for in return?
Oh dear, I can't believe you're so cynical at your age. People in small towns do help each other. Every now and again.
No.
That's not just something that happens on made-for-TV movies.
How you doing? You managed to keep the books balanced?
About as well balanced as a snake with 4 balls.
That sounds uncomfortable. at the very least.
Something my grandfather used to say. Still don't know what it means, but it works in almost any situation. It's just been a bit slow the last few years. All over town, really.
So we have a mystery investor in a dying town.
Yeah.
So remember, I was like, the money's coming from somewhere, and the guy was saying, "Oh,
where's he getting his money from?"
And his ex-girlfriend was like, "Yeah, he always wanted to uncover something really big that shook the gates of heaven, or what, the pillars of heaven." And you said that the cult Heaven's Gate is here.
Well, no. I said the cemetery is called. The cemetery's called. Well, I'm just recapping for the chat. The cemetery that Nick is buried in is called the Heaven's Gate Cemetery, and Heaven's Gate is also the name of a cult.
Yeah, and then she said something else. Oh, and then the guy was like, "You don't know what's really going on here, but he did know, and I can tell you." And so it makes me feel like his friend was murdered because he was finding out something that has to do with like a cult, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really confusing.
It's just a rough patch. People will adapt. They just need time.
It's not always easy to look on the bright side when you're trying to make it through. But you know us. We always make it through.
Hi,
For
Brian.
example, I thought we'd never have another Miners' Day, but here we are.
Hi, Brian Spider-Max.
You still have Basswood's best coffee?
Ah, honey, you know we've never had that. That's over at the police station. Bess takes her coffee very seriously. Puts mine to shame. She pays out of pocket for real high-end stuff. I'd never make the margins work. Not that my margins have been cutting it lately. Say, hun, would you mind if I finish this?
Oh yeah, of course. Good luck with your book balancing.
Mm-hmm.
Journal updated. We'll get around to that. See if we can talk to anyone else. After we finish this area, I'm starving.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna add because it's already like 5:15, so whenever you want to wrap up is good. I'm not sure how much else we have in this little area, so
I think if we go through this door, it's gonna auto save, so it's okay. 3 balls.
balls.
Oh my god. Did you know I'm Italian American?
Sicilian.
I'm Sicilian.